Testing. Hello, everyone. It is 12:22 a.m. I think, well, it says on my clock May 24th. It's still May 23rd in my head until I wake up. And thank you for dropping by, Nikki, and thank you for modding again. So, lots of information here. So, we're gonna do quite a bit. Yes, we're gonna do a bit of quite a bit of information here. So what I need to do is I need to update this because anyway. So the monkeypox thing, I'm gonna do COVID and monkeypox. Okay, the monkeypox thing is still developing, so I actually got some new information there. It's actually not on the slides, but I'll explain a bit. So without further ado, let's do this. Oh, or can we do it here? Okay, so, it's a little off. Does it work now? Mm-hmm. Let's see, no, that's weird. Don't you hate those technical issues? That is so weird. Let's see. It sorry, it went a little bit off. Okay, so we're gonna do it like this, and maybe like this. Okay, so in New York City, near NYC COVID update, we're still in the high category. So I didn't. It's not on the slide, but we're still high. So based out of my last stream. Also, so Pfizer is saying that its vaccine is 80% effective in those ages 6 months to 4 years. Keep in mind, so far, the vaccine eligibility for Pfizer is ages 5 and up, and that includes boosters because recently those ages 5 to 11 recently have their boosters approved. All right, so unlike for those 5 and up, those ages 6 months to 4 years, it's a 3 dose regimen. So you get it on week zero, then you get the second one 3 weeks later, and then you get the third one 2 months later. So that's about 8 weeks, as I've stated there. Moderna's, on the other hand, for the 2 dose pediatric vaccine, is a terrible 51% effective against with symptomatic infection for those under the age of 2. I think this is for ages 6 months to 2 years. And what do I have here? Okay, so and it's 37% effective for those ages 2 to 5, which is even worse. This is horrible. No, we want to see high numbers here. The numbers I want to see are at least, 80%. That's what I want to see. I want to see I want to see high numbers. Got to do better than that. We got to, and a lot of it, they cut down the dose really small for the kids. Sorry. And they have to increase. They really have to increase the dosage. I'm sorry. You gotta. This is not working. Anyway, so also next, let's see, in June 15th, about maybe 3 weeks, in 3 weeks from now, approximately, I think June 15th, let's see, that's a Wednesday. So that is going to be in a little more than 3 weeks. So there will be experts that will meet to discuss the mRNA vaccines for young children. So in this case, only Pfizer and Moderna. Also, this is all from New York Times. This one from The Guardian: 1 in 8 patients hospitalized for COVID had heart inflammation about 2 months later. So that's something to watch out for. And that's in addition to the possible long COVID, or possible people getting, being long haulers. Also, Philadelphia schools, just south of New York City, is reinstating the mask mandate, whereas Eric Adams, our mayor, still hasn't done that yet. Okay. In New York City, you can see here, it's going high. It's getting higher. This is not good. And everything's going up. Everything's going up. All right, so the only thing is the hospitalizations. How should I put this? The capacity is still below 10%. So that's the only good thing. But everything's going up. For New York State, you can see it's almost getting up. It's flattening like a little bit, but don't let your guard down. Okay, this is a problem. Tests are going down. Okay, I'm getting tired of testing myself, so I totally understand. But that's ICUs, hospitalization cases, all going up. And this is the information from COVID Act now. So usually if you're in the middle of nowhere, usually in places where there's low density, you're basically having a low level of COVID. But if you're in areas that are high density, especially in the Northeast, especially if you're in the New York City area, we're in the high level here. Most places are in the high level. So New York's either medium or high level. New Jersey's affected by it. About half of Pennsylvania, almost all of New England. So got a lot of work to do. Okay, so in the US, it's also going up as well, but it's not as fast as the original Omicron wave here. So, deaths are going down a little bit. Okay, I like that, but still the deaths are occurring. Okay, but all these indicators way too high, going up so fast. They're going up pretty quick. So we got some work to do. All right, so I've expanded on the monkeypox information from Friday. So now we got some more information. All right, and this is from the CDC. So it was first discovered in 1958 with 2 outbreaks of a pox-like disease. So you have these big, pustules, and it was in research monkeys. So that's how they got the name monkeypox. First human case was about 12 years later in 1970 in Congo, in DRC, Democratic Republic of Congo. And now it's endemic in Western and Central Africa. And most of the cases are still in Congo. And outside of those, outside of Western and Central Africa, outside of the endemic areas, the cases that occur outside of that area is due to travel and imported animals. One example is in 2003, which I did not remember at all. I was in high school at the time. In the US, there was an outbreak due to imported prairie dogs from Ghana, okay, which is in Central Africa, and that's transported from there to Texas. And I don't know how many cases there, but there were no deaths, thank goodness. So monkeypox belongs to the genus Orthopox virus. Okay, and this is what's also under that umbrella is the variola virus, which causes smallpox, the vaccinia virus, which people use that to make smallpox vaccines, and as well as cowpox. And as stated from the previous stream, it can be spread from rodents or primates to humans, and you can get it through bites, scratches, or any kind of contact, or bushmeat, whether you prepare it or you eat it. Okay, and this can also spread between people as well, but people and different species, it can go via the respiratory tract, so it can go through respiratory droplets, skin lesions or sores, or those pustules, which I'll show a picture in the next slide, broken skin, even if you don't see it, body fluids, right, mucous membranes, and contaminated materials such as bedding, for example, clothes, surfaces. All right. So I found in the news that there's an outbreak now in parts of Europe. There's an outbreak in Canada, and they're saying it's due to travel. I think, and I cannot confirm this, but they're saying that a lot of it is in raves, and they're seeing this in gay and bisexual men. And I can't really confirm those, but that's what I'm hearing. I think as time progresses, we'll see what happens. All right. So, even though it's not an STD, you can actually spread it through sexual or physical contact. Again, through these bodily fluids and through mucous membranes. All right. Incubation period is about 1 to 2 weeks. So, from time of exposure to the symptoms. And these include usually the flu-like ones, so fevers, chills, fatigue, headache, muscle aches or weaknesses, backaches, swollen lymph nodes. Then you get a rash with those fluid-filled poxes or those pustules. And the illness could last about 2 to 4 weeks, and lesions can just scab over. They can heal up in about 2 to 3 weeks. But it can vary from person to person. Death rates can vary. I've seen 1, 2, 3%. I've seen as high as 10% depending on where you are. All right. Okay, how do we prevent this? See, now you get to see the classic signs that on the skin. Avoid contact with animals that could have the virus. So, we're talking about those that are sick or found dead in areas where the disease occurs. All right. Again, this is from CDC guidelines. And avoid contact, as I said, with any materials that have been contaminated with it. So, such as bedding, clothes, surfaces. Isolate those who are infected from others who could be at risk. Anyone can get this. All right. And even though it could be self-limiting, it could be discomforting still. All right, so it's better that you don't get it at all and try to avoid this to stop the spread, basically. Proper hand hygiene, you already heard this over and over from me. After contact with infected animals or humans, okay, when it comes to bushmeat, gotta cook it thoroughly. All right, if you don't cook it very well, then you could get the virus that way. You should already know about washing your hands with soap for 20 seconds or using things like Purell, okay, with about a 70% volume of alcohol. And then, of course, use PPE. So, in some cases, you would have to wear masks, gloves, a gown, maybe even a face shield, depending on where you are. So, I more likely with mask or gloves, okay. And if you're wearing clothes, try to have like long sleeves in this case to avoid the contact, because as I said, you can actually get exposed through the skin. Okay, so vaccines and treatments. I was in a rush today, so I apologize. Oh, okay, so as I stated earlier at the previous stream, so these vaccines are generally for 18 years and older. So far, if there's any more information, I'll explain. I'll probably either discuss it here or I'll discuss it on Instagram. So they can be boosted in about 2 to 3 years, okay, but more towards the 3 years. So the first one is Jynneos. So I had trouble pronouncing it last time. So it's Imvamune or Imvanex. And so these are two doses, 4 weeks apart. And this one is about 85% effective. Or you can do ACAM 200. So it's a droplet administered via percutaneous route using 15 jabs using a bifurcated needle. So you go right here. Okay, there are no specific treatments, but there are candidates. Yeah, I'm here lurking, you beautiful. Hola, buenas noches. ¿Cómo está, señor Shelby? Okay, muchas gracias por lurkear en mi transmisión. Thank you for lurking in my stream. So, hope you like it. Anyway, so we have antivirals, cidofovir and brincidofovir. So they're like they're related. So there's proven efficacy against pox viruses in animal and in vitro studies. They're saying that brincidofovir is a little bit more safer, but there's not enough data to prove that, and you're probably not gonna see that in the pharmacy. I haven't seen a lot of cidofovir though. I have never seen brincidofovir. So if you see those codes right next to it, CMX001, and then the other one ST246, that means it's still being researched. Another one is called tecovirimat, and this is effective in animals and as well as humans, and it's also safe in humans. But this one is not a widespread. It's not available widespread. It's not you don't. It's very rare. You don't see these medications a lot. Then there's also vaccinia immune globulin, or VIG. You can use that in prophylaxis in those who are exposed and are immunocompromised. So those who have a very low T cell function. Well, I'm human. I make mistakes in terms of the typing. I was doing it very quickly. So what do I say about both COVID and monkeypox, especially monkeypox? Please do not panic. Please do not panic over anything. Please be vigilant, okay? Please be safe. And as DJ Nikki Zem says, please stay healthy and safe. And I will say that every single time I end my stream. I'm not finished yet. We're at the halfway point. So, again, even though monkeypox, people are hyping it up, don't believe the hype, okay? Get yourself informed. I try my best to be, as to the point and try to be as concise as I can, but succinct at the same time. Keep it sweet, keep it short and simple. At least I try. I know it's still a lot of information, but we're still learning about this. I haven't seen any specific treatments, but a lot of it is supportive therapy. So vaccination is the way to go in this case. So, the one I've seen more often is Jynneos, simply because the U.S. is ordering at least 13 million doses. Okay, ever since they found one confirmed case in Boston. And then I heard there are 6 others, but the numbers could grow. Right now, as it stands for New York City, for the second case, so far we're in that presumptive positive part. We're still waiting for final confirmation from the CDC that if it's monkeypox or not. But the monkeypox virus is detected in that patient in New York City. So it's very likely going to be the second confirmed case. And I'm going to go to Boston this coming Memorial Day weekend. So I had a couple people concerned. It's okay. Don't be concerned. Okay. You have to take safety measures. All right. So still the mask thing. Wash your hands. Try to avoid contact. If you do get into contact, use hand sanitizer. So I'm gonna try to get more hand sanitizer. After the break, I'm gonna do the rail report. It actually includes Boston. So I'll be right back. I'm back, and we're gonna get to the rail report. Yes, but we're gonna start off with Boston. Why is that? Because I will be going to Boston this Saturday and Sunday. So I'm gonna be going to Boston on Memorial Day weekend. However, I will be back Sunday night, but I will not be streaming the Sunday before Memorial Day. Memorial Day, I'm gonna have a day off. I need a mental break. Okay, so I'm gonna stream on Monday. I don't know what time. I have to find out. So maybe a little bit earlier. We'll see. But if everything goes according to plan, it looks like it's going to be very late, simply because I have to do my COVID and monkeypox monitoring. So, all right. So without further ado, let me save my PowerPoint slides, because I'm gonna actually talk about monkeypox on my con survival panel, which will be this Saturday at 9:30 in the morning. Wish me luck on that, because I don't know if there's gonna be a turnout for that early. I'm used to it because I have to wake up early for work. So, anyway, let's get to the subways. There we go. This is Boston. So, just to make this clear, anything you see in the purple, that's the commuter rail. Okay, it goes into the suburbs. And then for the other colors, like the green, blue, orange, red, so those are the subway lines. If you see gray, like SL1, 2, or 3, those are bus rapid transit lines, which is the equivalent to select bus service here in New York City. So now these things can change, but the way they do the service advisories for the weekdays for Boston is kind of confusing. And I'll explain why. I thought MTA makes it confusing, but this one, they lack a lot of information. And MBTA, Massachusetts Bay Transportation Authority, need to get their act together. All right. So I believe this Friday night, I will talk about the weekend edition for the Boston subway and commuter rail. So it's the rail report for Boston. Now, this is what I have received so far as of Sunday night. All right, so again, anything can change. So I'm going to be monitoring this. But so far, the information I have here for Boston is that for 5/18 to 22. Now, I don't know if this one was actually for this past weekend, so it may happen again. But just as a heads up, there might be buses replacing trains between Orient Heights over here, and then and either Rockport or Beverly. All right, so you'll take the bus here, and then it's gonna get into these lines from the blue line here. So this one it might be on hold, but just be ready. I'm gonna do I may do an update on Instagram, and all the other updates before Friday. I will post that. I will actually talk about it on the next stream, which will be this Friday on the 27th. Okay, so the next thing, so May 22nd through June 8th, there is no blue line between Orient Heights over here. So north of Orient Heights, so between that and Wonderland. So you will need to use the bus to connect to all these stations here. All right, starting 5/23 through June 12th. And it will say here, bus replaces the blue line between Beverly, which is weird. I don't know why it says to replace the blue line, even though blue line doesn't go past Wonderland, but looks like here the there's a bus that will run between Orient Heights and Beverly. So it'll go from here and make all these stops here, and then you just use Silver Line 3 bus to Chelsea, and then of course you can get to North Station with the blue line, and then you take to the orange or the green line, whichever. All right, see, they're like walking distance. So, all right, so between Beverly, so north of Beverly, there's actually train service. So there's train service either between it's from Beverly and Rockport or Newburyport, but there is no train south of Beverly. So no trains along this line, along this section over here. And then there is South Attleboro. If I can find it here somewhere, here it is. So service is suspended, as it states here. So while they fix a few things. So all in all, there's not a lot of issues in the rail report for Boston. I do, before I forget, I will explain this. So the Heinz Convention Center is stopped, but you take the B, C, and D green lines to Heinz. Okay, the E line will not go to Heinz. It will go to Prudential, but you have to do a little bit of walking. But it's not really that far. Prudential Center is kind of like a few blocks away, so it's not really a big deal. A lot of the stations here are pretty close, just like in Manhattan, for example. Like the stations are pretty close together, even though it doesn't look like that on the map. All right, so just for shiggles. All right, I will be arriving somewhere. I don't know which line it is, but I'm gonna go somewhere in Brookline. So I'm gonna be taking a Flixbus, and I'm gonna go to Coolidge Corner if I can find Coolidge Corner. Can't even find it. Yeah, here it is, Coolidge Corner. I think it's over here. And I'm gonna travel to Heinz. But we'll see how it goes. If things don't go according to plan, I'm gonna have to Uber my way to get there. Okay, because I will arrive there, I think 8:40, but I have to arrive at the con around 9 a.m. to pick up my badge, and I have to check in so I can do my panel. All right, so that's Boston for ya. Let's get back to New York City. All right, so we're gonna do some ongoing. In the morning, so 7:20 a.m. to 8:50 a.m. for weekdays. So some of the 5 trains will actually get diverted. So some of them will actually go via the 2 train between 149th Street Grand Concourse, and it will go either 2 different ways. So the first one is going to go through the 2, and then it's going to go after Chambers. It'll go to the 1 train at Rector Street. So it's going to, and then it'll go back up. That's the last stop. And then the other part would be, it would still follow the 2, and then it'll stop at Crown Heights Utica Avenue. So that's just a heads up. But it's only for about 90 minutes, 7:20 a.m. to 8:50 a.m. It's only the southbound 5 trains. Okay. Next thing, during the daytime, 9:45 a.m. to 3 p.m., northbound F train skips Avenue U as an umbrella. Next thing is, this is only for Tuesdays through Fridays, and this is 9:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m., so southbound N train is express between Astoria Boulevard and Queensboro Plaza. At the same time, W trains will be on the Q line between 57th Street, 7th Avenue, and 96th Street due to work in Astoria. The next thing is at nighttime, and this is with the anxiety train. So this is the A and C trains, or as I call them, the anxiety train and the crap train. Why? Because they're full of anxiety and they're full of crap. Anyway, beside the point. Okay, so southbound at nighttime, southbound A and C trains will be local between 59th Street and West 4th Street. Then it's going to go. This is southbound still. Continuing southbound, it's actually going to go in the F between West 4th and J. In addition to that, westbound A and C trains local between Utica and Boyd Skirmerhorn. I mean, it'll say here it's in both directions, but in this case, it's gonna the westbound portion will be local early. Next thing, 10:45 p.m. to 5 a.m. So in here, northbound D trains skips. Northbound D rather stops at 135th Street. However, northbound A and C trains will be expressed between 125th Street and 168th Street. So we'll skip 135th, 155th, and 163rd. Next thing, 11:45 p.m. to 5 a.m. The S train will actually be in service. I know you don't see it, but the S train runs between Times Square and Grand Central. No stops in between. Next thing is the Q train. There is no Q train between Atlantic Avenue. It's actually going to stop here rather than here, between Atlantic Avenue and Prospect Park. So you need to take a bus for that. And there's no R trains at late nights. So you have to use all the other lines, but in this section over here, a bus will run between 59th Street and 95th Street on 4th Avenue. So that's the ongoing. Let's do the rail. This is the ongoing for rail, and this is going to be for a while. And this one, just as a reminder, you would need to take a bus for this section because there is no trains between Spring Valley and Secaucus Junction. So there are many different buses that you have to go deal with. All right. Next thing at nighttime, the PATH trains, so 11 p.m. to 5 a.m., the 23rd and 9th Streets will be closed for station maintenance. So use 14th and 33rd Streets. That's your ongoing for the rails, the commuter rails, so to speak. Now we're going to get to the daytime. Okay, so I have here, we're going to go to the J&M trains. And this one here, so eastbound J&M will be expressed between Marcy and Myrtle Avenue Broadway. That is from 9:45 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. And then westbound it goes local at that same time period on weekdays. Next thing is the 7 train. So eastbound 7 will be expressed between Queensboro Plaza and 74th Street. And it'll stop at 61st Street Woodside. Westbound, on the other hand, will go express between Metz Willets Point and 74th Street Broadway, and it'll stop at Junction Boulevard. That has been going on for a while. Next thing, we're gonna get to the 2 train, if I can find it. That's in the Bronx. Still daytime. So, oops, my apologies. So, southbound 2 trains express between 241st Street and Gun Hill Road. Again, southbound. We'll skip all these stations between 241st Street and Gun Hill Road. Next thing, southbound 5 is express between Dyer Avenue here and the East 180th Street. But it's going to stop at Pelham Parkway. Let's switch to nighttime. So on the 5 train, starting at 8 p.m., the 5 train will only run through this section between Dyer Avenue and East 180th Street. Next thing is the more complicated part. So starting at 9:30 p.m. and then through 5 a.m., there is no 3 trains. Sorry about that. Instead, you're going to use the 2 trains. which will actually run in two parts. So the first part is in the Bronx, and it goes from 241st Street to 3rd Avenue, 149th Street. Stops there. I'll talk about the bus in a little bit. The second section of the 2 train, it goes from between Flatbush here, and then it goes through the usual local until Harlem 148th Street. It will skip 145th Street, but that's where the bus comes in. So the bus runs between 135th Street and 3rd Avenue, 149th Street, making a stop in 145th Street and 149th Street Grand Concourse. So it's going to use the 145th Street Bridge right over here. So what happens is when there's no 3 trains early, so at that same time at 9:30 p.m. to 5 a.m., so starting at Nevin Street onwards, the 4 train will go local, starting at 9:30 p.m. In addition to that, between 125th Street and 42nd Street, the 4 and 6 trains will start going local early. Next thing is northbound F trains will be on the E line between Rockefeller Center to Roosevelt. But it will still continue that express route between Queensboro Plaza and Jackson Heights, Roosevelt Avenue. Okay. And next thing, this one is only for May 26th, so it's 12 a.m. Oh, I'm sorry. I went ahead of myself. I didn't finish it. I skipped around. Sorry. So after the F train, going on the E from Rockefeller Center here to Jackson Heights over here, Roosevelt Avenue. Next thing we're going to talk about is the G train. So there is no G train north of Bedford Nostrand, so buses will run between Bedford Nostrand and Court Square. Okay, next one. Eastbound E, F, and R trains will be expressed between Roosevelt Avenue and 71st Avenue. Okay, just know that our train service ends around 11:45 p.m. Okay, so the next thing is now we get to the 7 trains. So on May 26th, 12 a.m. to 5 a.m., there's no 7 train between Metz Willets Point and Flushing Main Street. You will take a bus there. And those are all the subway advisories. Reason why I do it for Boston is because Anime Boston will start this Friday on the 27th. I want people to be prepared because you can't always do an Uber or Lyft on everything. You just can't. Okay, it's freaking expensive. You see how expensive gas prices are? It's ridiculous. On my neighborhood, last time I checked, I think it was almost $5. It probably went past $5. Who knows? Okay, so anyway, thank you so much for dropping by, whether you're lurking or listening or whatnot. Thank you so much. I'm gonna find someone to raid. Let's see, who am I going to raid? Well, I might as well do Missing Shelby. Anyway, so please congratulate Senor Shelby for his 1,500 subscribers. And also, happy birthday to Patchwork. Can I do this? Patchwork. Let's see. I don't know. It still doesn't work. My commands don't even work. I don't understand. Okay. You know what? I'll do it to Patchwork just because it's his birthday. So let's send it over, shall we? Today is a good day for all of us. Is it because of that or what? What's going on here? What's so special about today? I want to know. Come on. You're typing, I think. Wait, why is my chat not working? That is weird. My Twitch chat's not working. That is so weird. Uh-oh, technical issues. All right. Okay, so Shelby's 50. Oh, your stream and Patch's birthday. Ah, the trifecta. That's not. Yes, that's right. It is a great day. I only saw a little bit of your stream before I had, because that was between when I ended my session and I had to monitor for COVID and monkeypox. I'm starting my mini crunch for Fanime. Best of luck to you. Take great pictures, and let me know how it is. Maybe do a review. You don't have to do a review for on social media, but you can always share with me how Fanime is. You can do it in your style. Okay, no pressure. I want to be more flexible because the way I do my reviews, it's like a thesis. All right. You know what? I almost forgot to hit the raid, did I? And let's do it. So, I don't know if I can do a message for this one, but anyway, your anime Boston for my fanime. Okay, yes, but I am going to do a review in anime Boston. Okay, so I'm probably gonna do it maybe on a Monday because Sunday I'll be coming home really late. Anyway, let's wish Patchwork a very happy birthday, and in the words of DJ Nicky Zem, it's more important than ever to stay healthy and safe as always. Okay, whether it is in an outbreak or whether there's no outbreak, always stay healthy and safe. Y en las palabras de Doctora Ana María Polo, he dicho, ¡Boom! Transmisión cerrada. Enviamos el ride a Patchwork y feliz cumpleaños a Patchwork. Bye bye, adiós, que tenga una buena noche. Peace.